there, it's David from Project 42 and Musicians React. So I'm going to make this a very short intro because the song that's been requested today is a bloody long song. So one of the comments I had on a recent video was I can't even pronounce this person's sign-in. So you know who you are. They suggested the band Rhapsody on Fire and the song Heroes of the Waterfalls. And as I said, I want you guys to, I've never heard of this band, and I want people to suggest bands I've never heard of, and this guy was one of the first to make suggestions to me and subscribe to my new channel, so just wanted to say a massive thank you, and so I'm going to be reacting to your song. That doesn't mean I'm going to say I like it, so please don't be aware of that you think if I react to one of your songs, I'm going to just straight away go, yeah, that's a great song. It will be a nice reaction. I will be talking from a music point of view. I will criticise. I will say what I think is really cool. Being the fact that it's a 19-minute song, or this 19-minute video for a song, this seems like a pretty epic. This is not going to be a radio-friendly track, so this could be quite interesting. I do pause roughly every 20 to 30 seconds. This one helps from a copyright point of view, but also gives me a chance to talk about what's going on. If you don't like it, there'll be a link to the video below. You can obviously just check it out in full. And there are other reaction channels that will do reactions to the videos, where they just watch the whole thing and tell you what they think at the end. That's not what I do. I break the video down. It's just how I like to react, and I think it gives you a more in-depth viewpoint on the song. So we're 1:30 in. This is a long video, so let's go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, onto the screen. This is Rhapsody of Fire, Heroes of the Waterfalls Kingdom. Okay, so this is a while ago. Let's get this set up. There's no official video for this from what I can tell, so this is just going to be an audio reaction. So let's go. Trusty remote's ready. Now, obviously, I'm going to guess that just under 20-minute song, they're doing a hell of a lot of build-up. So get the kind of like the wind-swept feel and the keyboards coming in. So I kind of understand that. So let's keep going. Remember, I guess this is something you've got to sit back and enjoy.
The horns of war were sounding. On icy winds, the echoes of ancient fears would breathe again.
So this is based like along the Lords of the Ring. Again, I don't check out the videos beforehand. I don't check anything about the bands, but that's kind of sounded like Sauron from Lord of the Rings on this one.
Soon, on the edge of the Northlands, the future of our world would be decided.
Quite like the old voiceover bit. It's quite nice. I'd love to know if they did it under license, or if it was just a case of it was someone who just sounded like that. It almost sounded like it's almost like a harp piece or something like that's going on there.
Nel timido soffio del vento, al nuovo sorriso del sol, si scopre la valle dorata, incanto d'anima e cor, sentiero che ormai ti nasconde.
Reminds me of like they talk about like the people in a tavern playing music, telling a story. It's kind of what's going on now, which is quite nice.
Rivela la via che fu, tra quercia, castano ed abete, al nostro passo silente. Odori sfumati nel senso, colori ormai senza età, tra resine ed erbe inebrianti, tra
That's quite nice how they're doing like the little pipe. I'm not sure exactly what instrument that particular one is, but like a little piccolo sort of flute thing going on there, but it's quite nice. It's working in harmony, so it's basically playing with the guitars and not saying dun 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 dun. which is good. It's a nice even balance going there from left to right.
Parallela realtà, trascendi l'umana coscienza, pacando il mio fiero ardore. O splende nella tua luce, nel suo riflesso, pace d'amore, il verde.
Yeah, this is one thing I will pick out straight away is the fact that where they've got this little pipe piece going on. The guitars are playing quite high, and so is the vocals. What we're getting is a bit of saturation in the mix at that point, and I find it's always really important to work out where you're singing octave wise. So you need to sing higher than where the guitars are. Otherwise, you're getting too many frequencies at that same thing, and it just becomes a little bit muddled. And whereas before on that first earlier section, it was really nice and clear, you could hear all the parts. This is becoming a little bit more muddled, and it's difficult because from an engineer point of view, if people have sung that, you've got to work with what you've got. It's all about the pre-production stage.
L'intimo manto e della roccia il grigio pudor, incanto e pura energia, ricolma d'antica.
And this is where, if you listen back on that little bit there, if you rolled it back for a second, you can't really hear those little pipes that you could hear before. You can just about hear it, and you might go, oh, well, it's fine, it's built into the mix, but actually they're all so high because you've gone lower, because the guitars maybe have played a lower key and let the pipes play higher with the vocals, that you'd have just evened out the balance of the mix.
Io canto la tua meraviglia, divina e mistica essenza, incanto e vera magia, tra neve, rugiada e tempesta, nel sogno, mito e leggenda, lo spirito della foresta. Ti amo, madre natura, o vita che data mi fu. O splendi scintilla infinita tra il verde, il grigio ed il blu. Vi amo creature dei boschi, pulsante di vita ancor più.
I mean, as far as the actual rhythm writing there, the dum bum 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 bum, it's fairly kind of Celtic vibe to it, Nordic kind of storytelling sort of rhythm tempo. So it's fine. There's nothing special about it. I liked how they had the pipe part so far with the harmonising, which is good, but I just think they've lost a little bit in the mix overall.
Custodi d'astrali pensieri che a noi si celano arcani. Or splende nella tua luce, nel suo riflesso pace d'amor, il verde intimo manto e della roccia il grigio pudor, incanto e pura energia, ricolma l'antica saggezza, io canto la tua meraviglia, divina e mistica essenza, incanto e vera magia, tra neve, rugiada e tempesta, nel sogno, mito e leggenda.
Again, same problem as before. You've got too many of the things playing in the same frequencies, in the same keys. There's just so much saturation in the mix there that what should have been like a nice harmony. I mean, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with the song. I'd say that the general feel of the mix is okay, but I just think there's a lot of definition that's been lost here.
Lo spirito della foresta.
This obviously feels like it's trying to segue into another part of the song. Like the first part's part of the story. This feels like, because obviously not knowing what the lyrics are saying, I'm having to go from the vibe of the song. So the first part felt like it was an intro to the story. This feels like there's been some sort of dramatic change in the story. Something else is going on. So that's a nice feel with the drums there, because I was already feeling there that there was just too much. Again, I talk about frequencies of the keyboard parts and everything. Everything was really high up in the mix, and the snares just brought it right there. It's earthing it out a little bit.
Warriors and dragons will never
it was a nice galloping beat. It's got a nice guitar tempo. Vocally, the harmony line works fine for that. I think the keyboards are just far too high. Whoever has worked on this, like having that big keyboard sound, it works well and it can be used, but I don't think you should use it as your lead sound. It just overpowers everything. The only time I've seen that work on a track I've actually know relatively well would have been Cradle of Filth and Amphetamine. That keyboard part, that actually worked because that was the lead, whereas this is just the chord section, so it's not a lead part. Okay, so that's a cool part. I do like that the vocal harmonies, having the combating almost vocal bits just overlaying each other, that's always very nice. And I think that works really well on this. Okay, so this is probably my one big bugbear. So nothing on the songs really bugged me at all. There's bits I've liked, there's bits I've been indifferent to, and bits where I've just felt like mixing's been a little bit off. But generally, like the song so far. This bit there, da 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 da, and you've got the vocal line singing exactly what the guitar's playing, and the guitar's playing the lead part almost. I find it almost frustratingly annoying as a guitar player or a musician. Because basically, one of two things has happened. Either there's been a chord progression and the vocalist has written a vocal line and the guitarist has just basically decided to follow it, or the guitarist has written a guitar line and the vocalist has just thought, well, this is the easiest option to write a vocal line. There is no reason to write a vocal line that follows a guitar line like that. At all, in my opinion, because it doesn't add anything. The guitar line is a harmony line at best, and it's something to add definition. It's not saying that the vocal should be following at the moment. So that's just a little bit. That's probably, it's not pushed me off the band, but it just frustrates me a little bit about music like this. So that's a good example of doing it the other way, where it was like da 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 da, and you had the vocals going da da, and it's just playing off it, so you're not actually following the whole thing. Da 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 da. That's where it works well, when you're playing on the offbeat or the off key and you're doing something slightly different, but it's still within the same vein. That's worth doing. This whole thing feels very European. It's giving me that whole kind of it feels very sort of Norwegian, sort of like Norway, that sort of area. Sweden, it's kind of big drinking pint glasses and Vikings and all sorts of other stuff going on here. I don't know if that's where the band's from, or I don't know if that was what they aimed to do. So, but it's given the right sort of vibe for what it is, based on the footage or the video that we're seeing, or screenshot if you like, with all the Vikings and people slashing each other, and it looks like a Valkyrie there, or a unicorn sort of thing flying around. So there's a lot going on in the picture there, but it's definitely the sort of music you'd expect to go with sort of Vikings, etc. I like so far from the track is, or the bits that I think have worked well, is having the da ba 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 and all the choir, the chorus bits, all that vocal bit. That sounds really cool. I've liked the drum playing's fine on this. It's a good technical drum sort of style, and the chord progressions etc. have worked really well. So dynamically, the song's really good. I have to be honest, not too keen on the main vocalist at this point. It's he's okay, he can sing, but there's nothing special about it, and I don't know if he's adding anything special to it. There feels a lot going on in the song, and obviously not knowing the lyrics or the feel, it has the progression of the story hasn't moved on. It feels like we're just in the second part at the moment, which at 6 minutes 36 seconds is possibly true, based on a 20-minute song. But it still feels like I'm only on the second part of the story, and I'm still not sure what's going on. Feels like this is the music to a background of a stage show or something like that. If you had a load of pyrotechnics and people running across stages, because you'd be so focused on what they're doing, this is more of a backdrop. When you're just sitting here listening to it, you're kind of going, okay, I can technically hear this is all really good, but I'm still a little bit feeling a bit lost. I'm not quite sure what I'm getting out of it, but let's keep going. I want to see if there's anything. I'm going to guess that in the next minute or so there's probably going to be some sort of slow breakdown, either orchestral piece, I'm going to guess, or a piano piece. It's a guess, never heard the song before, but I reckon by maybe 9 minutes something like that's going to happen. Guessing this refers that there's some sort of change going on. This feels like the third act maybe of a story. So I'd like that to progress more. So I actually like that bit. That's probably my favourite part so far. The song, digga 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 little then, digga 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 little then, little then. I'd have liked that to have some sort of harmony bits going on, having that root chord of the diddle little then, and having something diddle little and something going further on rather than reverting back. But that was a really nice little touch there. I don't know if this classes as me being right with the orchestral bit, because it has like so there's a bit of a percussive orchestral thing going on here, but it definitely is the third part of the change on this.
The news of victory spread like lightning across the land. This battle ended with the army of darkness in total defeat. Their unholy blood spread across the snow and dried black in the glorious sun of the Northlands.
Okay, so it's I'm indifferent with this one. So I having the vocal piece over there kind of helps tell the story. If you look at something like War of the Worlds, and that it kind of works really well in some of the classic radio dramas. So maybe that's what the band were going for this. And if they were, that makes complete sense to me. But having the little thing over there and having some variations on it, that almost felt like that could have been the centerpiece. But having the vocal over the line forced that guitar to become a backdrop. And actually, I quite liked what the guitar was doing. I'd have liked some more embellishment, but it felt like maybe the guitar could have come forward on that one and dropped the vocals completely. But if the vocals are key to telling a story, completely understand it. Without understanding what else has been said, it's hard to understand what's going on. But I'm guessing that was kind of a key part of that story there. I liked that quick little change beat there. That little it just changed from being like a solid beat. It was just nice to have a little bit of variation there. Okay, so that last 10 seconds or so was not, in my opinion, not required, because it had that little bit of the little, and it just did something weird, and it kind of, I don't know, it just didn't feel finished. It almost felt like they got to a point they did something different, and well, how do we transition to the next thing? And they've just come up with something, but it could have just been a much cleaner cut and moved to this next part they're going into. So interestingly, this sounds quite nice, like this basically just runs, which is basically a guitarist technique to just practice finger coordination. So technically, there's nothing spectacular in there, and actually, probably I would say avoid it. I'd have rather gone with the big chords and left it a bit more atmospheric rather than going through it.
The moment has come. We must hurry. And take the eyes. All right. Aelin fits perfectly on the left. And Mornia on the other side.
Okay, again, I'm just questioning, is this telling a story? Is this... maybe I'm missing something on here. So put in the comments below exactly what's going on with this, but it feels like it's meant to be telling me a story, but I'm really following it, because the music hasn't dramatically changed. It's still the same sort of there's all that still going on, so I've not heard of something different progressing so far yet.
The angels will speak. These vibrations. As I said, it is the time of the angels. No, my brothers! Look at the statue! Look at Tarnor! Look! The spirit of Tarnor rose from the abyss where Necron tortured his body and soul.
Okay, so I still comprehend that the idea of this particular song feels like this should be the back end, whilst there's a whole load of live performance going on. This should be a theatrical thing. This to me, this is not sounding like something you just sit there and listen to. This definitely feels like this should be a performance piece.
After his betrayal in the last of the primordial wars, when the spirit reached the statue, the earth
it's a nice, again, simple chord structure. It's just basically scales that he's running on the guitars there.
Fly, fly, mighty Darnor, for your revenge and our freedom!
So Michelle talks about the frequencies again. There's a lot going up in that high end. It's making it very difficult to kind of pick out what's going on there. It definitely feels like it's got a lot of chaos going on. It feels like there's that part of a story going on, maybe a big battle part, maybe a fight back. I don't know what's going on there. Quite like that. That's a like down da 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 down da down da down da. That's a really nice sort of little part of the song though. So that's again probably apart from one of the other parts, it's one of my favourite bits so far I've heard, because it's got like it brings the audience listener back. You're not having to work too hard on it.
Gods of light, angels of the highest cosmic spheres, my friend Athos, master wizard of the White Dragon's Order, gave his life for the beloved lands. Thanks to him, Horus, the mightiest of the seven demons, was defeated.
So again, there's a bit of an epic story going on there. I understood Kronos being one of the big historic gods. So it's obviously from the sort of Norse mythology. And it's good they're tying it back to again, but I'd love to know from the people that requested this, that is this a stage show? Is this aimed as being a stage show? What's the concept behind Rhapsody of Fire?
Arnor returned victorious after destroying the 6 other winged demons in the darkness of the eclipse. Guided by the divine light of angels, he killed them all, one by one, foiling Necron's dark plans. And for what would be the last time, he entered the main hall and magically returned to stone.
Okay. I think that it's this point now where it feels like there needs to be a transition, because that's been going on quite a bit of time, and it's very repetitive. And again, it's a nice simple riff. I could probably play it now, to be honest. But I think this sort of concept it's not about technical ability. It's not about sort of a 3-minute song which has got chorus verses. There's nothing about chorus, verse, pre-bridge, all that sort of stuff. This feels like this is all about telling a story, and the music is second behind the actual story. And this is more about being a backing piece for what's going on visually. That's exactly what I'm kind of getting off here, and I'd love to know if I'm actually right or if I'm completely off the base. But either way, I'd love to know. I have no idea what's going on, but so I'd love to know lyrically what these guys will chant. But there's obviously quite a powerful message coming across there, so let me know.
Between amazing lakes and the flaking waterfalls, valiant heroes found their fate, held and faced the black storm. In the fury of the wind, other hardest clashes steel. Valiant heroes raise their sword for the sake of the world.
I do like that gallop. It's a cool little thing to have, and everyone's singing on the point. Ba 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 da 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 da. It's nice. It's very performance driven though. Okay, so I'm guessing this feels like we're about to go into maybe the fourth act, which I'm gonna go with. The fourth act will be more of a somber tale, maybe. So let's see what happens. I think this is going to be, we've just been really upbeat, so we'd assume that they're going to go a bit slower now. We'll see though. Nice guitar tone they got there. Boom! It's got a really nice fat tone with. It feels like some sort of oscillation, sort of slightly down in the mix, which is cool. But it's a nice fat distortion zone. It's maybe synths on the guitar a little bit.
Tarnor opened his eyes once again. Eileen and Mornir were brighter than ever. He stared.
It's interesting they're playing like a higher guitar part, like din dan da da dan dan, and it's a galloping again. So it feels like this feels more uplifting. So I'm feeling like this is maybe a comeback, a fight back kind of feel to this part of the song. So maybe they're like the heroes fighting back. I don't know. But that's what I'm getting off the musical vibe of it.
And the Darkor, still not finished.
No. No. Why me? Why?
It is the decision of the gods and the angels. But I am half demon. There is evil blood pounding in my heart. You know it. That is the reason why. You have met darkness and light, and you chose.
Okay, so it feels like this is definitely a story. I'm sorry I keep saying this, but that's maybe to help me understand it as I'm talking it through. The punctuation points are very much like you would expect it to be from a live performance of a stage show. That's what it's coming across to me. So maybe this was a stage show and no one... or it was maybe a radio drama or something like that. So this is kind of what's coming across to me right now.
You are the most powerful of us all. Elected, chosen one.
I like that. The bum 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 bum. It's got a groove, even though they've got. I love the orchestra. Like bum 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 bum. That's cool. That's probably that. Actually, that's not probably. That is the best part of the song so far. I think that's got such dynamic punch to it. So that's very, very cool. I actually quite like that little pause there. Bam, 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 bam. It's a cool little riff. It's a nice little drum pattern as well.
So be it. I accept my fate.
Dargor's destiny was finally clear. His death was only physical, but from the rest of the Shadow Lord's body, a new form of life was born.
Okay, so I'm going to guess this final chapter. So we've got a minute and 40 seconds to go. I can't believe we're at 37 minutes into, 37 minutes into this reaction. Holy crap.
Erian's angelic spirit now embraced Dargor's immortal soul, combining the supreme energies of the cosmos to become pure divinity. A god of cosmic light that breathe on the earth.
So I quite like this bit where it's been, the keyboard part's actually more subdued in the mix and it actually balances well with the vocals. Whereas before there's been loads going on with the vocal parts. This feels more storyteller, whereas the other bits have been more overdub and have been a little bit, I guess, unbalanced in the mix.
Again.
That's nice. That's a very nice keyboard part. I love the build up. It's nice, it's gradual, it's getting a bit more atmospheric, a lot more feeling. So that's a nice part to the song so far. Okay, is this coming to an end? It seems to be a lot of fade out now, so yeah, there's a lot of fade. Right, okay, we're going to stop there. So that's Rhapsody of Fire. The track was Heroes of the Waterfall's Kingdom. Okay, so first of all, you can't react to a musical track saying it's Heroes of the Waterfall Kingdom and it being a 20-minute song. There's no such thing, in my opinion, as a 20-minute song. There is a performance piece. There is an audio piece. This very much felt like it was a stage show. This could almost have been the soundtrack to a stage show, and it may be, for all I know. I don't know anything about this band or this particular track, but I can't judge it on the same concept of songs, but I can judge it on the same concept of repetition. If you want it to be judged on the fact of a song, there was too much repetition, there was not enough technical prowess in there. If you're judging it on the same sense of a performance piece for a stage show, it was very good. And that's a key point. So when writing a musical piece, know what you're writing it for. A commercial song that's 3.5 minutes will not transpose well into a stage show. There's a completely different style of writing required. So I'm going to leave it at that, but thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the person who made the recommendation. It's been epic, I have to be honest. So I hope you watched it all the way through. Thank you for watching. Please let me know if you'd like me to check out any songs. Please, if you can, try and keep it under like 10 minutes would be good, as that's a hell of a long time to watch a reaction video. But thank you for watching. Let me know, comments, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on another video. Thank you for watching.